Hi, today is day 11 of Swing Fit. We will be using one heavy weight, an exercise ball, a rolled up towel. So we'll just get started right away on the mat, and you do need a wall. Okay, so we're gonna come lying on down. Make sure you have your ball or rolled up towel near you to start. We're just going to have those knees bent, feet flat to start. Draw those shoulders down, hands on the mat. Take a deep breath in through that nose. And exhale that breath through your mouth. Another deep breath in. Expanding through that rib cage on the inhale, and on the exhale, blow it out through those lips. One more here. Okay, so we're gonna get started right away, moving those legs to a tabletop position, bringing them up to 90. So your legs are straight up, your toes are pointed to that ceiling. I'm gonna grab my towel or ball, just place it in between those hands, and we're going to just start with some little chest lifts by reaching. If you have a ball, you can roll it up. If you have a towel, just reach it towards those toes and then lower it back down. We want to connect the spine entirely to the mat. You want to keep that navel pulled in tightly. We're just really reaching and stretching. Try to feel a good reach and stretch from that upper back. We're going to do some upper back work today. So keep those abdominals pulled in. A few more here. Reach up. Lift as high as you can to the bottom tips of those shoulder blades. Lower it down. And reach it up. Now we're going to place that ball in between our ankles, in between our legs. You're just going to hold it up, pull those legs towards you as you keep that chest lift, stretching, feeling it through the back side of those legs. Keep a squeeze on that ball, pulling, 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 stretching and holding here for a moment. Take a breath. Pull those legs a little closer, try to come up a little further. Take that breath. And lower it down, keeping those legs up. We're gonna lower or bend through those knees. You're gonna make sure your spine is fully connected to that mat. And so your pelvis is tilted forward. Our legs have a good hold on that ball, arms long at your side. You're gonna start with some bend and stretches. So you're reaching those legs out and bringing it back in. Now, as you do this, make sure you are not arching through that back at all. You're keeping those abdominals engaged by pressing that navel in. You're on the extension of these legs. You're squeezing that ball, working those inner thighs. You're feeling those quads warm up and work because you're pulling up through those quads on the extension. You're inhaling on the reset, exhaling as you extend it. Keeping a squeeze on that towel or ball. You want to add a challenge, bring those arms up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it out. And we're gonna straight leg lift and lower, keeping a squeeze on that ball or towel. Breathing here, squeezing it together. For 5 more. No, again, keeping that spine connected, keeping that navel pressed in, feeling the pull from those low abdominals. For 3, working those hip flexors. 2, last one. Now you're gonna grab that towel or ball up between those hands, connect those legs so they're touching and still at 90. So you're gonna bring both legs over to one side and your hands the opposite side holding that towel or ball. And then you're gonna use those obliques to bring it all back through center. Then over to the other side. Your opposite hip will lift, but use those obliques to lower that hip back down to the mat when you bring it back through center. Try not to lose the your balance and fall over. Obviously your legs are heavier than your arms, so easy to do, but we got to keep those low abdominals also pressed in and working. Keep breathing. Exhale on the reach of both your legs and arms. Inhale as you bring it back through center. A few more here. Obviously, got to take it nice and slow so you don't fall out of this. One more each side. Use those obliques and low abdominals to pull it back through center. Whew, nice job. Let's lower those legs on down. Bring those arms down. We'll take a knee sway, both legs in one direction. Look in the opposite, arms out wide to the side, stretching here. Take a breath, bring it back through center. Stretch over to the other side, looking in the opposite direction as those knees. And back through center. We'll take a roll up here so you can keep your knees bent, feet flat, or lengthen out through those legs, reaching those arms up and overhead. Peel up and forward, stretch, counter stretching the back side of your body, holding that stretch for one more breath. And then roll up, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna go right into some reverse tabletop legs. So I'm having my hands behind my back. I'm keeping my fingers out wide to the side, knees bent, feet flat. Pull it in. You're gonna keep that navel tucked in. You're gonna press those hips up into a table, engaging through those glutes. Gaze is up at that ceiling, and then you're gonna lower it back down. So we're gonna continue these. Press and squeeze those glutes together. Keep that tummy tucked in tight. Press your hips towards that ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep those abdominals engaged, pressing that tummy in. 2, 1, hold it up. So we're holding it up. Now we're gonna add some marches. So one leg comes up off the mat and bring it back, followed by the other. Try not to let those hips drop too much. So you gotta work on that glute engagement for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, re-engage those glutes. Gaze is still up. Let's drop those hips down a couple inches and squeeze them up, down and up. Really working the glutes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. We're gonna extend those legs to straight if you can go there. If not, stay where you're at. Keep those hips lifted. Let's lift those legs if you can, or just hold it for 8, 7, keep those abdominals pressed in, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep yourself lifted, 2, 1. Bring those knees back in, re-engage those glutes, and slowly lower it down. Whew, I felt that through my upper body too. Let's just take a butterfly stretch forward. Reach those arms forward as well, reaching those fingertips. Taking a breath here. And then round through that back and come on up. Whew. Okay. We're gonna come to that wall and grab that heavy weight. I am using a 9-pound weight. I might have to switch it. So we're just standing hip distance parallel feet. I'm gonna place my hand closest to the wall, just flat on the wall, my elbows bent. I have my weight in my other hand. I'm hinging forward from those hips, so I have a nice long back from head to tail. I'm pulling those abdominals and rib cage in. I'm gonna extend one leg back, opposite arm is leg with weight back. I'm going to lift my arm out wide to the side and then give it a leg lift. Arm out and then leg lift. So when you lift your leg back, make sure you're not arching through that back. You're squeezing those glutes. Now let's combo the leg and arm together for 8. Keep those hips straining forward. 6, 5. Gaze is just straight ahead, not chin on the chest. 2 and 1. Bring that leg in, okay? If you need to stand up for a moment, take a breath and then back into that position, knees bent, long spine, tuck in that tummy. We're going to bring that arm towards the wall, rotating, trying to keep those hips straining forward as much as you can and bring it back. So bring it towards the wall and in. For 8, keeping that palm facing the wall and then up towards that ceiling. For 5, 4, weight is even through those legs. 3, 2, 1. You stand it up for a moment. And then we're gonna come back down again, same position. Now we're going to rotate outwards. So you're gonna rotate, gaze follows that weight. So you're lifting it up higher and turning this time. If you need to add a straightening of the leg as you're rotating, you can do that. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Whew, take a moment, then we're going to do a set of 8, comboing the whole movement of the arm. So again, sitting back, long spine, tuck that navel in. You're gonna send it out, gaze goes in, gaze follows to the wall. Out and in. For 6. Feel that rotation from the waist. Try not to move those hips too much. You can move those legs. I'm kind of bending and straightening my legs a little bit. 4, 3, 2, last 1, and bring it back in. Whew, okay, dropping that weight for a moment. I'm going to take some lateral flexion, arm out wide to the side, stretch it, hold that stretch. You can lengthen that leg if you want a deeper or longer stretch. My leg is wide to the side. I'm gonna rotate, connecting my top arm to that wall. Take a breath through that rib cage. And then I'm gonna unrotate and bring it back. Take a counter stretch or laterally flexing towards the outside against or away from the wall. And bring it back up. And then we'll spin around to get side 2. Okay, so hinging forward. Here we go, one arm on the wall. Opposite leg is back as arm. We're gonna first just start with that arm and that leg lift. Arm, keep those abdominals pulled in. Now arching through that lift of that leg. And then let's combo it for 8, 7, 6, 5, keep a slight bend to that standing leg. 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg in. If you can stand up for a moment, take that breath. Come right back into it. Now we are going to bring that weight towards the wall, rotating and bringing it back. rotate and back. So gaze follows the rotation. Try to keep those abdominals pulled in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, I have a slight bend to both legs. 1. I'm going to stand it up for that moment. Whew. Take that breath, hinge back, long spine. Now we rotate out and bring it back. Rotate out and back. For 5, 4, and you can straighten through that leg as the direction you're rotating. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back and up. One more move here, full range of motion with that arm. So sitting it back, lengthen through that spine, pull that navel in, hand connected. You're going to open up and bring it in towards the wall. Open it up, bring it in. Open, in. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, you can go even higher with your arm if you can. 2, 1, bring it back and stand it up. Drop that weight. Just holding those legs hip distance parallel, one hand on the wall, one hand up, palm to the ceiling. Reach and stretch. You can extend that leg out to the side to get a longer stretch. Connect that top arm to the wall, rotate towards that wall. Take a breath in through that rib cage, exhale through that mouth. Unrotate, bring it back up. Take that counter stretch towards the other direction. Lift it up and over. Whew, okay, and we're all set. Thank you.